but we'll go into a bit more detail now with the new subscription billing functionality. So previously, what had actually happened here was this functionality was introduced by an ISV, which Microsoft actually acquired in the end. They liked the product that much. They integrated it into the core ERP, so now it comes as standard. And what the subscription billing functionality allows you to do is it can easily handle such things as purchase contracts, billing schedules, or if we get into the more advanced world, more advanced methods like automated billing or usage-based billing. So some of the features, or some of the latest features which have been introduced, are the deferral integration for revenue and expenses, which we'll have a look at in a moment, revenue recognition based on billing schedules, and also the ability to update parameters and prices for subscription contracts with ease. So where you've had a price update or some changes in the contract, you can update that for your customer base very easily now. One thing I will mention actually is the subscription billing functionality is included with an Essentials license. There is no cost to this additional module. So let's take a dive in. And one thing I will mention actually here is it's been relatively hard actually to get screenshots for this. That's because this functionality is so new. It was just in preview at a recent conference. So what we've had to do is to pinch some screenshots from the Microsoft website, but hopefully we'll be able to explain this in detail. So the first screenshot that we've got here is a contract or a project deferral list. Okay, so I won't go into the ins and outs of this functionality, but I will just describe it with an example of how you may use this. So let's say you've got a project where you've got a customer who agrees to pay for something like a yearly subscription. So let's say for cloud storage. What we can do is we can set up a deferral schedule. Can be created, and what this will do is it will enable revenue to be recognized monthly rather than in the lump sum which the customer has paid. So this approach helps to manage revenue for the project as it's recognized when it's earned rather than when it's paid. And our second screenshot that we've got here is the recurring billing. Okay, so a bit of automation comes in here. Basically, what Business Central can do is it can generate the billing proposal. What it does is it allows the users to, going back, Business Central can generate a billing proposal. And then from there, what you can actually do is you can actually create the documents, so your invoices. Just to expand on that a little bit further, actually, so the recurring billing methods against customers can easily be achieved. Not that we've got it in here, but on this section, actually, you'll enter in dates and terms, and what that will do is it will create the initial billing proposal, and then from there, actually, Business Central itself will suggest what needs to be billed to the customer. And if you're happy with that, all you need to do is authorize it, and then it can go ahead and create the invoices for you. And just touching on the recurring billing again, it is a simple set of processes that really allows you to manage a portfolio of items or services that you might bill on a recurring schedule. So it does allow you to combine sales of services and items into a subscription, hold all that information in, and put it into a billing schedule to bill your customer. And you can also use things like templates as well. So when we get into the purchase contract world, instead of having to create a contract each time, you can take one of your purchase contracts you've created previously, copy that, amend it, and apply it to a different customer. And Business Central will allow you to easily manage things like pricing, price updates in the future, and it will take care of things like posting the accruals to the balance sheets and revenue expenses as well. Okay, so our next one, Shopify. So both Microsoft and Shopify, which are separate companies, are continuously updating Spotify at the minute. Actually, recently I was at a Microsoft conference, and I've actually seen firsthand how easy it is, or how quick and easy it is to get running with Shopify. It was it was, as I think it was around 4 clicks that was shown to us, where you go from not having Shopify, sorry, to having Shopify, a fully populated shop. So a really good bit of kit. And if you're interested in this, obviously just reach out to your account managers, and we'll be in touch regarding this. But some of the new features which they brought out are things like add an item as a shop variant, Shopify variant. So where we've got items which, let's say, a blue chair, we can have the green chair, the red chair, the orange chair. We can easily pass those to the Shopify site. What we can actually do now, new features, we're able to export our posted sales invoices to Shopify and then reconcile the payments from our customers to those invoices. And we can also import, export product information using the Shopify meta fields. So where we're glancing at a product on a website, and we've got all that information in the background, some of it we can see, some of it we can't see, we can extract that information and also import it into Shopify as well to help guide your customers to the correct products, let's say. Okay, so the next area, so sustainability. Okay, so sustainability is an area which Microsoft is really focusing on now, and it is hot off the press, so to say. We at Experience actually believe that the recording of emissions data will soon likely be legislation within the UK. We're also seeing a number of companies, and I'm sure you have as well, starting to show how green and sustainable they are. And they do that really to become the preferred choice in the market for the ever-growing careful consumer. We're more careful about where we shop and what we buy nowadays. So all this sustainability management allows you to do that within Business Central. But what I'm going to mention is that the first thing to mention with regards to the sustainability features would be the Sustainability Chart of Accounts. Okay, so this is really where it all started off with. This is where you can view your tracked emissions at a glance. This functionality was previously introduced by Microsoft. And that's all it was. It was just a chart of accounts, really, allowing you to track emissions. But Microsoft have really enhanced this in this release wave, and they plan to do more and more releases for this as well. So what I'm sort of showing you today, without diving into the sustainability functionality too much, is the role centers which they've introduced. And the reason why they've introduced these is because we've got these scorecards which allow you to track how well you're doing in terms of your methane, carbon dioxide and nitrous dioxide outputs. So if I just scroll through our slides here, what we've got is we've got the new role center here, where we've got quick links to the sustainability chart of accounts, the categories. We can see our activities at a glance. And then on the next slide here, what we've got is we've got the goals. So in a moment, what I'll show you is I'll show you the scorecards where we can set our company's goals in terms of emissions. And what we're seeing here is how those goals are rendered in the role center. Okay, so as I mentioned, just touching on the scorecards, goals can be created based on current and target values, so you can keep track of your current emissions in this period and the previous period. As you see, you just have the ability to set up specific scorecards with owner information that allows you to track sustainability and add goals for emissions. Typically, you'll have goals with start and end dates, baselines, current and target values for all tracked emissions. Okay, now the final part to this really is the purchasing side. So whether it is a purchase invoice or a purchase order, what you're able to do now is where we have lines on an order or an invoice, we can reference the sustainability account number, and when we do that, as you can see on my screenshot to the right here, we're able to enter in our emissions against that particular line item. And what that will do is that will feed back to the sustainability chart of accounts, and it will create a ledger entry in there for you to look at. There is some setup involved here. Okay, it doesn't just work out the box. So if you are interested in this, just reach out to your account manager and we'll talk you through the process. Okay, and the final screenshot here actually is just to show you that ledger entry. So this is something I've pinched off from Microsoft here, but as you can see, my sustainability chart of accounts has been updated with a ledger entry here, and this is from either an order, typically an order that I've raised, and when I've processed my invoice, it's gone into my sustainability chart of accounts. Okay, just another couple of features or functionality which Microsoft have brought into sustainability. So what they allow you to do now is actually purchase carbon credits. So you can offset your emissions, rightly or wrongly, by buying carbon credits. And what you can do within Business Central is actually set up an item as a carbon credit, and then against the item, actually what you have is you have a sustainability drop down where we can enter, how many credits this is worth and whether this is a greenhouse gas. We are able to track our sustainability certificate, so it has the certificate side of things where you can work with vendors and customers. It has the internal carbon fee calculation as well, and it has reports as you'd expect. So, we're putting in that data to get something out of the system, and there's a bunch of useful reports for sustainability as well to see all that information at a glance.